Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I've got something a little bit different today, but it's kind of cool. We are going to be flying the DJI Air 2S. I'm going to be flying it with the RCN1 controller. I forgot to bring the RC Pro with me, but it's just as well because I can show you some setup stuff on this guy to show you how we're going to accomplish this today. So what do I have? I have the BRDRC drop system for the Air 2S, and they also sent me one for the Mavic 3 as well, but again today we're going to use the one for the DJI Air 2S. Nice people there. They also sent me a landing pad, a BRDRC landing pad, a BRDRC, excuse me, a BRDRC landing pad. We are going to get that set up and show you that as well. In fact, let's pull that guy out of the box. And of course you get the stakes so that you can hold it down if you need to. And they give you the landing pad in a nice bag, which I appreciate. That helps you keep things organized and nice and neat. And yeah, here's the landing pad itself. It is a folding landing pad, and I see we've got a piece of paper there, but this is good size. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the whole thing, but orange on one side and darker on the other. You'll notice on the circle there it says safe flying, do not disturb. I appreciate that as well. Okay, let's get this box open and show you what's inside. I have already opened the box and charged it up. There is a battery inside the unit itself that you have to charge up, but it's a pretty slick system. Here's the drop system itself. It's got, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but there's an eye right there. That when the LED light comes on the drone, it actuates this arm that allows you to drop whatever it is, and it simply clips on top of the drone. I haven't tried that yet, but we'll give that a shot here. Okay, this could not be easier. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this little tab here. It goes right up next to the optical flow sensor there, so you almost can't put it in the wrong position. And then this part covers the LED light. And then you just simply, you have a buckle here on the top, and snap that over there. It's just like any other buckle. You snap that over, and we should be able to pull this back. Yeah, there we go, and nothing to it. It's on there very tight, and I guess I can show you. It's right over the top of the power button there, so that'll kind of help you show you where it fits on the drone. And there, that's what it looks like on the drone. Again, couldn't be easier. It's nice and snug. Doesn't look like it's going to interfere with anything. However, they do give you some leg extensions so you can get the drone higher off the ground, because obviously you're going to have something attached to the drop system, and we'll get to that in just a second. So what I didn't see earlier is they do give you a bit of string, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this little piece of metal with a ring around it. That's what'll hook onto the drop system on the drone, and they give you an extra ring too. So for instance, if you were doing fishing line, you could tie this onto your fishing line, and that's what you would hook onto the drop system and haul it out to wherever you were going to drop your lure or bait or whatever. Okay, so I kind of did a test fit of the leg extensions that go on. The front ones are just a force fit, and then they do fold up as well, so I guess you could leave them on there and then fold them up, and then it snaps back into place. The back ones here, they literally just snap over the leg of the drone, and I don't know if you can see that. It is a friction fit. I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about that. They also fold up like that, so you can get them out of the way if you want to. But you wouldn't want this moving around, I wouldn't think. But I think it's going to be okay. So let me get the other side on and we'll be ready to go. Okay, so I've got the legs on there. Let me show you how they fit. So there's the back and side view here. Let me make sure I'm not sitting in any holes. And I can see this one is not, of course, I don't know if this table is perfect, but this one's not even hitting the ground in the back, and maybe I need to push this one up further. That's possible on the front. But there is the front view. And again, I see that back one isn't hitting. So it looks like there's something that I have to line up a little bit better there. All right, so the question is, can the Air 2S pick up and drop a Ferrari? Well, I have a Ferrari right here. It's a Testarossa. It's a Hot Wheels Ferrari, so that ought to work. Now, what I just noticed is this string that they give you, it's in a loop and it's hooked into a loop. So that's pretty cool. So that ought to work for what we're doing. I am just going to try and just see if I can keep it hooked like that. And you can see we got a little bit of a breeze already. So that's how we're going to attempt to pick this thing up. Now, if you're like me, your concern is that something gets tangled in the props, right? But I think this is short enough and I think this is heavy enough, we'll be okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take off, and then we'll see if we can drop this guy. I'll see if I can bring it over and drop this Ferrari on the picnic table. We'll see. Okay, so we're in the Fly app now, and I'm going to show you how to program the function button on the controller. So we're going to click on the three dots in the upper right, and that's going to take us into the system menu. There's several tabs at the top. We want to be on the control menu. So on the control menu, you'll see button customization, and I've already got it set to auxiliary LED. Let's see if we can change the double press one to recentering the gimbal, and recenter gimbal, and that should be done. And yeah, that did change it. So let's change it back to the double press to auxiliary LED. Click on that, auxiliary LED, and boom, it's changed. So I have both of them set, single press or double press, to opening up that drop system. And let me show you how that works real quick. Trying to figure out how to hold the drone so you can see it, but this is where the drop system is right here. I'll press the button, it'll turn on the light. And there it is, it opened up that drop system. And I'll press it again and it should close it, turns off the light, and it closes it. So that's how that drop system works. And yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get hooked up here. Let's take off with the drone, and we'll see if the Air 2S can carry a Ferrari. Hey, okay, so this is the moment of truth. I've got everything hooked up, as you can see there. I have the twine with the loop hooked up to the hook on the Hot Wheels package of the Ferrari Testarossa. So we're going to do a manual takeoff here. First, I'm going to look through the safety menu. I've got obstacle avoidance off because I don't know how this system is going to affect any of that, and I think we're better off having it off. So I'm going to do a manual takeoff, both sticks down and in. And I'm going to ease it up here. And you know what? We've got it. We've got it. So I am going to turn this camera around so you can see it. I don't like how that thing, it's definitely, the wind is definitely moving it around, so it does make me a little nervous. I don't know how far I would go. I think if I was doing this, I'd have a string that went down a little bit further. But let's see. Let's bring it in here. The drone seems to be handling it okay, but let's turn around. I'm a little nervous to do anything get too carried away here. I'm going to see if I can. I'm trying to hold the action camera and fly at the same time, but let's see if we can get it over the top of the picnic table here, and then I should be able to hit that button. Oh, I don't like this at all. Look at that thing flying around. It's not good. So let's move a little bit further forward. Look at that guy. I'm going to drop it right now. Maybe. Well, that drop system, I hit the button, but it doesn't appear to be working. Let's try a double tap. Yeah, I'm not liking this at all. We're gonna go back. Did I not turn the switch on? Yeah, no, I have the switch on the device. So why isn't it turning on that LED lamp? Let's try that one more time, double tap. There we go. And it fell that time. So it just took me a second, and there's where the Ferrari landed. It definitely hit the table when it came down. So that'll kind of tell you, I definitely, let's back it up here a little ways. And I'm gonna get the camera so you can see the drop system. I'm gonna hit the button again and it should close it. Yeah, there it did, it closed it. Did you see it close? So let's hit the button again. Yeah, so the opening, it doesn't always. One more time. There it opened. Second time I pushed it, so let's see if we can close it again. And there it closed it. So I'll tell you what I think I'm gonna do. I am going to see if I can put another length of string on there, hang it down a little bit. You know, I'm even nervous about that because the longer the string, the more it'll have to swing around back and forth. But anyway, that kind of gives you the gist of it. We'll try it. We'll try it one more time here. I'm going to land the drone. One thing about those landing gear, I missed the pad, and with the landing gear extensions, we did okay. Okay, here we go again. I've got it hooked back up. Put the camera back down here where you can see it. And again, I'm a little nervous, but we're going to try this again. I also did a little better job of attaching the package. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fire it up again right now. Let's do a manual takeoff, both sticks down and in. And straight up. And you know, it can pick up a Hot Wheels car, no problem. We can see that. And boy, look at that thing jerking around. This is what I don't like. You get the propellers that are really pushing. And of course, that's the kind of package that I have on there too. But let's, man, it's blowing the drone around when that thing moves around. And again, I've got it in cine mode. So let's go over. Let's move over, and we are back. We're going to get back over the top of the. I'm going to drop it down here a little bit. Make sure you can see it, and I'm going to hit the button right now. That didn't do anything. I'm going to hit the button again right now. There we go, and it worked. You know, you got to say it works. So I'm going to hit the button again, and it'll close it. And I can see the light go off, and I can see it close. So anyway, you get the gist of it. Let's, I think we ought to take the drone on a little flyabout now. Let's start recording, and I'm going to give you guys a little look at the park. And I've got the landing gear on this guy, so that'll give us a chance to see. I'm going to put it back in normal mode. Yeah, there the drone responds a lot better in normal mode. Let's drop that camera down. And you can see how the look of the park has really changed. I mean, the trees have all got leaves on them now. And it's weird, it kind of happened overnight. I mean, it's, gosh, 2 weeks ago, these trees would have all been bare. So, yeah, so here we are. This is just going to be a quick flight. There's our favorite, one of our favorite sculptures right there. Again, we're in normal mode. Let's do a rotation around this guy. Quick rotation. You guys have seen me do this before, and yeah, this drone has controls on it or make it so you can do it pretty easy. Lift up the camera, you get a little bit of a reveal. full forward again. We're at 50% battery, so we're not going to get too carried away. Yeah, over the ponds here, and then we'll do a return to home, and we'll see what we'll see if we can get a precision landing. Although I don't think we really gave the drone a good look at its landing spot, but we got that darker BRDRC pad. I got the dark side up. I'm just kind of interested to see if the drone will recognize it. So I'm going to tell you, with these landing legs on this thing, I see no difference in the performance of the drone. Boy, there were a lot of people out here playing pickleball earlier, I think because of it's warmed up this afternoon, so that's probably why they've stopped. But anyway, let's pick up that camera here and let's do a return to home. And let's see if we get a precision landing just for the fun of it. So yeah, return to home.
Go home.
And it's going home. That's me dropping the camera down. And turn both of these cameras around so you can see the landing pad here. And we're on crooked ground, so that's why you're seeing kind of a little bit of a crooked horizon here on the one camera, but we're on a little bit of a hillside, and so the tripod is crooked. Drone is back already. Didn't take it long at all. Let's look down and see what we can see. Oh man, look at that. It's going to be darn close. Cool thing about that landing gear is we're not going to have to worry about if it just lands in the grass. It's kind of off again here. And how close to that tree is it? Oh no, we're good. I was a little worried about the branches on that tree, but I got eyeballs on it. So we are not going to hit the landing pad, I don't think, unless it finds it real quick. However, like I said, we've got those, we got the landing leg extensions, and boom. And there we go. We didn't even chop any grass. And you can see kind of how far off the landing pad we are there. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, so today we answered the burning question. Can the DJI Air 2S carry a Ferrari, lift a Ferrari? Well, we proved that it can. We did it a couple of times. We did it with the BRDRC drop system. Worked quite well. Really, quite frankly, very easy to set up. Couldn't be easier. You got the leg extensions. These leg extensions are handy. I'm going to probably use them at different times for other situations as well. But this guy, it just straps right on there, and I need to remember to turn the switch off, which I did just now. But yeah, it worked quite well. Very, 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 couldn't be easier to hook up on your drone. Just a simple buckle clip, and now it's off of there, and it uses that bottom LED lamp to actuate the drop system. And I used just their little loop of string. Worked really well. This goes through that drop system, and then as soon as it lets go, it drops. And boy, when it dropped because you definitely had the wind from the props. So, you know, this thing was hanging close enough to the drone that it was getting blown around quite a bit. That made me kind of nervous. But at the end of the day, it was fine. And yeah, we dropped our Ferrari Testarossa. And I did hit where I wanted it to hit. It hit the picnic table here, but it bounced off. But anyway, the first time I did it, I didn't have this thing looped on here like that. And so I had to look around and find this again. I just had it hanging from it. But next time I got smart enough that I looped it on there, and it stayed really good. So in any case, it's just nothing but a lot of fun. So the BRDRC drop system, this one in this box is for the Mavic 3. We, of course, used the one for the Air 2S, and it worked great. So, yeah. Oh, I almost forgot the BRDRC landing pad. This is a nice heavy-duty pad. Worked quite well. I'm going to use this guy. I like it. So thank you to the people at BRDRC for sending me this stuff. It's a lot of fun to mess around with. If you're a fisherman and you're looking for a drop system for your Air 2S or for your Mavic 3, this one works quite well. So I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And yeah, of course, we'll see you on the next one. The Ferrari Testarossa, oh no, the DJI Air 2S, wonderful drone, and the BRDRC drop system, pretty cool. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye now.